Say hi to the camera, Major.
We need to talk. What's up, guys? Jeff from Sorta Healthy here. And if you're used to watching typical content on this channel, you can probably already tell that things are going to be a little bit different in this video. Today I'll be taking you through a day in my life, which we have done on this channel before. That being said, we're also going to be discussing some personal things, and up until this point, I haven't really talked about any personal things on this channel. Also, if you haven't done so already, please do consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, because both of those things really do help the channel to grow, and of course, that helps us out over here at Sorta Healthy. Thank you for that continued support, everyone. I really do appreciate it. So it's about 6:15 a.m. and I have 2 sessions coming up in the studio back to back. Let's go tackle those before we start getting into anything too serious. 10 looking good so far. 11, 12, and 3, 2, 1. Already got 2 sessions done for the day, so that's pretty good. I'm actually gonna head home real quick and take my dogs on a quick walk because the rest of my day is pretty busy between doing more sessions and filming for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go take care of that. I am in the process of moving, by the way, and one of the few things I'm going to miss about my house that I'm selling is that 5-minute commute that I have to the studio. Hey, Andrew, you wanna go on a walk? You wanna go on a walk? What? Am I going to walk? All right, going to walk. So I'm about to head back to the studio for a few sessions, my own workout, and a few other things too. This is also probably a good time to discuss the elephant in the room, and that is burnout. I am burned out, and honestly, I have been for a good while now. The main question is, why am I burned out? And then the other question is, what do I plan to do about it?
What day is that?
Alexis is stuck in the back room right now doing a virtual session, so I'm gonna take some time to explain why I'm burned out. I've still got 40-ish or so minutes until my next session, so that should be long enough to break things down. Gonna need some caffeine for that discussion, so got that brewing right now. So yeah, guys, I'm burned out. Like I said before, this has been the case for a good while now. I wouldn't say I'm horribly burned out. If a 10 is super burned out and a 1 isn't burned out at all, most days I'm probably sitting somewhere around a 7. So why is this the case? Well, the main reason is that I've been doing way too much personal training for way too long. My sessions are 45 minutes long, and I've been doing 40 to 55 sessions a week for 7 to 8 years now. I've barely taken any time off in those 7 to 8 years as well. I'll be the first to admit that this is a fairly unhealthy amount of personal training to be doing. I never intended on doing this much personal training at this point in my career, but we've had some staffing issues in my personal training studio, and that's something that we'll talk about a little bit more later in this video. Before we chat any more about any of this stuff, I don't want any of you to feel bad for me. Overall, I'm grateful for the fairly extreme amount of work that I've created for myself. Also, unlike other topics on this channel, burnout isn't something that I really have great advice for dealing with. This is something that I'm still working on, and I expect to be dealing with it for some time to come. This video is just meant to give you guys the perspective of a personal training studio owner and content creator who's going through some things. No more, no less. Speaking of content creation, this YouTube channel is something that does contribute to my burnout, but it also does help reduce it at the same time, if that makes any sense. Most videos I make take about 15 to 20 hours to create. Some, like this one you're watching right now, don't take quite as long to make, and then others, like the study guide videos, take way more work compared to my normal videos. The sheer amount of time and effort that I put into these videos does wear on me sometimes, and it does get in the way of me getting other things done. That being said, I really enjoy making these videos, and that's why why I still do it. I really like helping out new trainers, and I feel like I'm making a difference because in all reality, there aren't enough good resources for people like us. I also really do appreciate the whole Sorta Healthy community. Your comments always help to keep me motivated, so thank you for that. In addition to all of that other work, training clients and making videos, I've also been moving for the past few months, which is always stressful. In a lot of my other videos, I talked about my house where I lived on one side and trained clients on the other side. Well, after 5 years of living there, I officially sold it a few weeks ago, and that's allowed me to buy a condo close by to this studio with cash. And that's really cool and also something that I never thought I'd be able to do. This condo should be much easier to maintain compared to my previous home, and that does mean less responsibilities for me, and of course that could potentially help with reducing burnout. As for the other things that I plan on doing to reduce burnout, let's talk about those later. I've got a few other things to tackle in the meantime.
Good so far. Eights.
That looks perfect there so far. Nice, looking good.
Now I'm stuck with this damn shirt.
Now I'm just gonna eat some lunch real quick in the back room. Alexis has meal prep this week, which she does every week because I'm terrible at cooking. Looks like we got some kind of a pork and some kind of a rice in there, and then some veggies too, so should be good. I think one of the things that's always bummed me out the most about having a pretty crazy training schedule is that oftentimes I struggle to find the time to do my own workouts. Luckily that is not the case today. I have a pulling workout to do, so let's get into that. And now I'm done with my little pulling workout for the day. The only annoying thing about having to do those workouts in the middle part of the day is that I do have a few more sessions later this afternoon, and I don't want to get too sweaty and gross for those. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Back to what we were talking about before. How do I plan on reducing burnout? Well, in my case, it's pretty simple. I need to do less personal training. Just because it's simple though, doesn't mean that it's easy. My biggest struggle by far in my training business has been finding and keeping skilled trainers. I had one trainer who worked in my studio for about a year, and they quit about 4 to 5 months ago. To be honest, I don't really think we've recovered since. We didn't lose a single client when that trainer quit. But when they quit, myself and the other staff members had to take on all of that trainer's different sessions. At the end of the day, I can't even blame that trainer for quitting. They ended up going into IT, which oftentimes does pay a little more, it has better benefits, and it certainly has more normal hours. If I were a young person unsure of what I wanted, I probably would have done the same thing. So as a manager and studio owner, I think what I need to do is hire trainers who are more focused on doing training long-term as a career. I need to be careful with trainers who aren't that serious about training, even if they have potential. I think a lot of people like the idea of being a trainer, but once they get into the field and see what it really is, they oftentimes want to do something else. If I can find 1 or 2 more trainers who are serious about doing personal training as a longer term thing, then that will be what really reduces my burnout. I am off to a pretty good start. I have hired on a few good trainers recently. Hopefully I can find a few more people to round out my team. One thing I want all of you watching here to realize is that if you're a skilled, hardworking trainer, you're extremely valuable right now. There are many studio owners like myself who simply can't find enough skilled help that's serious about the job. In other words, if you're a highly skilled trainer with some experience, don't settle for mediocre pay. There's definitely business owners out there who will pay you what you're worth. I'm not planning on changing anything in regards to this YouTube channel because even though it probably does add to my burnout, I do very much enjoy making content. I'll continue to upload content every 1 to 2 weeks depending on how much free time I have. So guys, I still have 3 sessions left for the day, but unfortunately I won't be able to show you footage from any of them. 2 of the clients are pretty new and I'm really not comfortable asking new clients if we can film them, and then the other one is under 18 and yeah, that would just be weird, so we're not gonna film that client either. So I'll see you guys in a few hours as I'm closing up shop. I'm headed home now, and it's an earlier night than usual, which is pretty nice. I'll see you back at the house. Training clients by day, moving boxes by night. Moving always sucks. Anyways, we're done moving boxes for a while. The day is winding down and we're gonna go eat some dinner. I plan on doing another video chatting about burnout at some point soon. Hopefully bringing on more staff members in my business can bring me back to a healthy-ish point when it comes to burnout and mental health. But I'll be sure to keep you guys posted as I make changes either way. That's all we have for today, everyone. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel because that does really help us out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.